Audio, folks. And today we're reviewing another film. So people have been asking for me to review some more films. By the way, I'm wearing a Bathory shirt. One people wonder what rock metal band t-shirt I'm wearing today. Bathory. One of my friends from Sweden may know Bathory because Bathory's from Sweden. But anyway, today we're reviewing Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. Now, the movie is directed by Drew Berliner, who directed the Paradise Lost films, which those films partially inspired the Blair Witch Project. Now, when this movie came out, people fucking hated this movie. It was so... People hated on this movie so much. But let's face it, folks. You can't catch lightning in a bottle twice. I mean, I think a lot of people were expecting, you know, when they heard Drew Berliner, documentary filmmaker, was going to do a sequel to the Blair Witch, people automatically thought they were going to see shaky cam stuff. But no. This movie's shot with a 35mm camera, basically. Yeah. Even at the beginning of the movie, it talks about the first movie, and the movie is set in 1999. It talks about the impact of the first movie. And then, you think that it's a documentary and a handheld documentary movie, then it's into the 35mm footage. It kind of tricks you at the beginning of the movie. Makes you think, you know, we're seeing a shaky cam movie, but no. It's shot like a real movie is shot. And the movie is about these 5 people that are on the Blair Witch Hunt tour, which is run by Jeff. And basically the tourists are Tristan and Stephen, which Tristan and Stephen are people who want to debate the mythology, who want to investigate it. And Erica's a Wiccan, and Kim was a goth chick. And they go out to camp out in the woods at the Rustin Parr house. And when they wake up the next morning, everything is trashed. And they find their tapes to their cameras, but the cameras are gone. And the rest of the movie is to find out what happened that night, because they blacked out. I can't remember anything. So they're reviewing the tapes and stuff. And basically, they review the tapes at Jeff's house, which is like a big industrial factory almost. And yeah. So basically, a lot of this movie doesn't take place in the woods. It takes place in an urban-like space. And just like in an urban-like factory and stuff. It really just takes place indoors rather than outdoors. But, anyway, there's one thing I will say about this film. It has some beautiful, camera angles in the film. Really good shot stuff, like really cool camera angles. I really like that. The end credit sequence is pretty cool. But this is a spoiler here. There is a part, I will say something about this movie. At the end of the movie, it leaves you hanging, just like the Blair Witch Project did, but it leaves the question up to the audience, saying, did the kids do the killings, or were they victims of the Blair Witch? And it asks the audience that, and I think it was pretty cool. And it leaves them hanging, and I thought that was pretty neat, because there's a lot of stuff in this movie that really is a throwback to the first movie. Like, this is a spoiler here, but there's a part in the movie where they find Erica in the closet, facing in the corner of the closet. And that's obviously a homage to the standing in the corner And you have Tristan, who was they were watching the tapes, they just found out what happened to him. And she was facing against the wall. That's such another homage. But in this movie, there's a lot of scenes where, when scenes get intense and scary, there's a lot of shadow detail. Like shadow detail through the upstairs and stuff. There's a lot of shadow detail. I would say this about this film, that I think there's a thing in this film where it has it on your special features, The Secrets of Estifer, which just says, there's hidden ghost images in the movie if you could see them. I mean, there's just like hidden ghost images in the movie. It's all it is. And there's another thing too. The actors use their real first name, but their last name is different. It's been changed up. So Jeff Donovan, which is is Jeff in the movie, would be Jeff Patterson. So their last names they're switched up. The last names they're different, but the first names are the same. I would say this movie, it really is really neat on how, this is another spoiler, but at the end of the movie they find out what happened, and basically what happened, Tristan was possessed by the Blair Witch, and she made them go out and kill these filmmakers they had met that night when they were camping at the Rustin Parr house. And this is a non-spoiler, but they end up killing her at the end of the film because she makes them kill themselves. Or she makes them kill her. And she just going psycho. And basically she's possessed by the Blair Witch at the end of the film and makes them kill her. And in the video footage they were reviewing, it had Tristan giving them knives and going out and tell them to go out and kill these kids. So the Blair Witch just possessed them, basically, and made them go do these horrible crimes, to me anyway. But basically, yeah, that's pretty much the film. It's pretty much the film. Yeah, most of it doesn't take place a lot in the woods. Just the beginning, it does, and in the rest of the movie, really, it just takes place indoors. And the special features you got is Secrets of Estifer, where I talked about that. Audio commentary with director Joe Berlinger. Scene selection commentary with composer Cart Bartwell. Live performance from the band Godhead. 16.9 widescreen version. Bunch of surround sound stuff and web link access to never before seen footage, other extras, cast and crew information. And it's a DVD plus CD, so one side has a DVD on it, and the other side has a complete film score with a couple songs from a couple bands. And in my opinion, I think Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2 is a great sequel to the Blair Witch Project. It's not a shaky cam movie. It's a full-on shot 35mm film. And there's some creepy, you actually do get to see some ghosts in the film. But not, this is a spoiler, but you don't get to see the Blair Witch in this film. So if you're wondering if she's in here, no. I think there is a picture of her in here, I think. In the beginning of the movie, they show a picture of her. Yeah, but basically that's the review of the Blair Witch book. That's basically the review of Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2. Highly recommend this movie. It's awesome. Awesome sequel to a movie. So that's basically a review of Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2. I'll be reviewing some more films. And support deadpit.com. And support your horror films. Support your metal. And see you guys.